Viewers, you're welcome to another edition of Coding for AI. My name remains Vincent Hope. So, today we are still talking about building an AI chatbot, and we are on lesson 7. So, what are we going to be learning in lesson 7? Lesson 7, we're going to be learning how to finding close matches using the difference library model. Now, let's explain that. Now, what are you going to be learning? This code helps a chatbot match the user's input, what is entered from the console, to a predefined list of questions, even if the user types something slightly different. That is, if the user types the words are not very correct, there is a space which has to do with the typos, or rephrases the question. So how do we run that? Let's start with the first thing we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is, which is the step 1, import the necessary module. So from different library, which is the module, import get close matches, which is a function of this module. So now, this is the explanation. Difference library is a Python module used for comparing strings, while get close matches is a function that returns the closest matches to a word from a list of possibilities. Now, to have better understanding, we need to make progress so that we can see how it actually works. Well, let's run this cell. We've run it, okay? It's now in memory. So step 2, like we do for every chatbot, step 2 is prepare a knowledge base, KB. Let's define a simple knowledge base of questions and answers. So KB equal questions. This is the question. What is your name? This is the answer. I am a chatbot. Question. How are you? Answer. I'm doing great. Thank you. Question. What do you do? What can you do? Answer. I can answer simple questions. So this is the knowledge base defined. Let's also run this. We run it. Okay. Now, step 3, we're trying to see how to use our difference library. Step 3, extract only the questions. Now, use this code, questions equals to bracket here, square bracket here, question Q, question for in Q in KB, which is the knowledge base, questions, close the brackets, explanation. We are making a new list of questions that only contains the question strings for our knowledge base. Now, let's run this too in our memory. Good. Now we go to step 4. Take the user input. User input equals to U, which is what you enter from the console. Explanation. This line waits for the user to type a question. You will use this to find a close match. So let's run the code and see. I run this. It will ask me for a question. Let me start with the first. What is your name? So I type it here. What is your name? Question mark. Press enter. Now it's not going to give us the answer here because we're going to see other code before it generates the answer. So let's make progress. We're still going to come back to it. Now if we come to this here, now the step 5, find the closest match, which is what we're actually looking at in this case. So you use the code match equals to get close matches in brackets, user input, question, n equals to 1, cutoff 0.6. Now let's see how we can explain this. Now, user input means the user's question, which is what I just typed. What is your name? Question, list of known questions. The questions in the knowledge base, which are these 3. What are the questions we have in the knowledge base? We have what is your name? How are you? What can you do? Now, so those are the 3 questions. So it searches through. Then N1 means returns only top 1 closest match. It means that it returns the closest match to its top 1. Then cutoff 0.6 only returns matches with at least 60% similarity. So if what is typed is not exactly, but has a similarity up to 60%, it will still return the same answer. So we run these two in memory. Okay, now let's come and see the real deal here. So now respond with matching answer. If match if match column for Q in KB questions, if Q question equals to match 0, print bot, print the question, else print I don't know the answer. So we asked the question here, what is your name? Let's see what the bot gives us here. I run this code. It said, I am a chatbot. Now, we typed it correctly before. Let's type it a bit wrongly. I run this code again. I run it. Okay, and now type, what is your name? But now instead of WHAT, I put WHT. What is your name? Instead of putting your complete, I can put UR. What is your name? So obviously now there is a mistake, there is a kind of error, but what we are trying to understand is the close match. So now we see, what is your name? The what has issues, the your name has issues. So I press enter, I come here, I run this code also, then I also come here, I run this final code to give me an answer. It still says I am a chatbot. So the closest answer. So let's go back again. What is the other question? How are you? This is the answer. I'm doing great, thank you. So let's run it here in our console here. Okay, we run the correct one. How are you? Question mark, press enter. Run it, run this code here to match. Then also run this code here and see the answer. Okay, I am doing great, thank you. So which is the correct answer? Now let's type something that is similar but not exact. I run the code here. The code I want to ask is, how are you? So I will now say, how, put it here, HW, how are you? Question mark. How is not correct. Are you is not correct too, not complete. Press enter. If I come, I run my match too. I run my match here, and I finally come here to generate the answer. Let's see, it still gives me the same answer. I am doing great, thank you. Okay, let's try the third question. What can you do? What can you do? I run the input here. Okay, what can you do? This is the correct way to enter it. Press enter. Run the match here. Run it. Okay, come back and see the code here. Run it. It gives me, I can answer simple questions. Now let's type something that is closely associated. I run it from here. Okay, and I say, what can you do? Let me use, what are you do? What can you do? Question mark, press enter. Now I come down here, I run the close match from the most close match code, and I come down here and I run the code here. It says I can answer simple questions. So even when there was a mistake here, what can you do? It still took the close match. It still took the close match. Now let us see if we get it, if we run it. Let's type something that is completely different here. Now it is not there. Okay, let's run it here. Run. I can say spell car, for example, or and I say, can you spell words something different. I'm asking what is not in the knowledge base, question mark, and I press enter. Can you spell words? Now run this. I run this here. Okay. I come down here. I also run this. Run it. You can see now it says I don't know the answer. So that is how you use the difference library to generate close matches in your code. Now let's see the full code here and run it. What's the full code? The full code here, from difference library import get close matches. You now enter the knowledge base. After you enter the knowledge base, take the questions equal to Q, Q for Q in KB, print type exit to end conversation. While when true, this is to make it continuous. User input you. If user input equals to exit, print. Then let's come down here. Okay. Match, get close matches to do the matching. So these are the questions we are going to enter. Then if match, Q in questions, continue, else print I don't know the answer. So let's try this full code here and run it in a continuous form. Okay, so it has started. Let us see. Let me get the questions together. So the first one is, what is your name? So what, I enter here. What is your name? Press enter. I am a chatbot. Let me make a mistake. What is your NME? What is your name? That's what I'm supposed to do, but I use it probably make. Let's see where it gets us close. It still says I am a chatbot. Then for the next question, how are you? Correct one. How are, okay. Sorry. How are you? Question mark, press enter. I'm doing great. Then make a mistake. How are you? Are you? Question mark, press enter. I'm doing great. So still close match. Then what can you do? So what can you do? Press enter. I can answer simple questions. So let me type what will be what can you do? Close match, press enter. I can answer simple questions. So from all this, you can discover that all the close matches from what is your name, what is your name not correct here, they generated the same answer. They generated the same answer. Now let's quickly ask it a question that is say, okay, can you tell me my name? Question mark, which is, this is definitely not in the library. Press enter. It says I don't know the answer. Okay, can what is the name of a let's say of a, or just tell, you can just say tell me the name of a sea creature, for example. To tell me, says what? I also don't know the answer. So what do we do if we want to terminate? It says exit. Let's see. Okay, we type exit. So if I type exit, come back here, type okay, just jumps now. Code. Okay, so see the full code, we mistakenly remove it. Now, so if I come back here and I run it now, if I run it here, run the code here, not executed. Okay, so bottom line is we're trying to rephrase the code. If I force it here, it could affect our complete training. So I would not want to do that. So what is important is that you have seen how it works. So if I run it now, it's supposed, if I type exit, it's supposed to just exit the, the module itself. So this is how you simply use your knowledge base by finding close matches with a different library. So I hope you have learned a lot from this tutorial. My name remains Vincent Hope. Thank you for watching.